the national animal of Bahrain, the Arabian Oryx, Oryx leucoryx. In the vast expanse of the Arabian Peninsula, where golden dunes meet azure skies and ancient traditions intertwine with modern progress, one magnificent creature stands as a symbol of resilience, beauty, and national pride. The Arabian Oryx, Oryx leucoryx, Bahrain's national animal, represents far more than just wildlife conservation success. It embodies the spirit of a nation that has overcome challenges and emerged stronger, much like this remarkable antelope that literally came back from the brink of extinction, a majestic desert dweller. The Arabian Oryx is a creature of extraordinary beauty and adaptation, standing approximately 3 feet tall at the shoulder and weighing between 140 to 200 pounds. This medium-sized antelope possesses an almost ethereal appearance that has captivated humans for millennia. Its pristine white coat, which reflects a harsh desert sun and helps regulate body temperature, creates a striking contrast against the golden sands of its natural habitat. The oryx's most distinctive feature, its nearly straight, spear-like horns that can grow up to 2 feet in length, has inspired countless legends and artistic representations throughout Arabian culture. Both male and female Arabian oryx possess these magnificent horns, though those of males tend to be slightly thicker and more robust. The horns serve multiple purposes in the wild, from defense against predators to establishing dominance within herds. The animal's compact, muscular build reflects its adaptation to harsh desert conditions, with broad hooves that prevent it from sinking into soft sand and powerful legs that allow it to traverse great distances in search of food and water. The oryx's facial markings are equally striking, featuring dark stripes that run from the base of the horns to below the eyes, creating a distinctive pattern that helps protect against glare from the intense desert sun. These natural sunglasses demonstrate the remarkable evolutionary adaptations that have allowed this species to thrive in one of Earth's most challenging environments. Evolutionary mastery of desert survival. The Arabian Oryx represents millions of years of evolutionary refinement, resulting in a creature perfectly adapted to desert life. Their physiological adaptations are nothing short of remarkable. The oryx can survive for extended periods without drinking water, obtaining most of their moisture from the plants they consume. Their kidneys are incredibly efficient at conserving water, producing highly concentrated urine that minimizes water loss. During the scorching desert days, when temperatures can exceed 50 degrees Celsius, the Arabian Oryx employs sophisticated behavioral strategies to survive. They seek shade during the hottest parts of the day, often digging shallow depressions in the sand beneath shrubs or rocky outcrops. Their light color coat reflects sunlight, while their efficient circulatory system helps dissipate heat through their extremities. Perhaps most remarkably, the Arabian Oryx can detect rainfall from great distances and will travel hundreds of kilometers to reach areas where fresh vegetation has sprouted. This nomadic behavior, combined with their ability to survive on minimal resources, made them incredibly successful desert inhabitants for thousands of years. The social structure of wild Arabian Oryx herds reflects their adaptation to resource scarcity. Groups typically consist of 6 to 10 individuals, led by a dominant male who guides a herd to feeding and watering areas. During times of abundance, multiple herds may come together to form larger aggregations, but they maintain the flexibility to split into smaller groups when resources become scarce. Cultural significance and historical importance. Throughout Arabian history, the oryx has held a position of profound cultural significance that extends far beyond its biological importance. In ancient Arabian poetry and literature, the oryx appears as a symbol of beauty, grace, and endurance. Bedouin poets often compare the elegance of beloved women to the graceful movements of oryx, while their ability to survive in harsh conditions made them metaphors for perseverance and strength. The animal's association with purity and nobility stems partly from its pristine white appearance and dignified bearing. In Islamic tradition, the oryx is mentioned in various contexts as a creature worthy of admiration and respect. Traditional Arabian artwork, from ancient rock carvings to modern decorative arts, frequently features a distinctive silhouette of the oryx, particularly emphasizing its characteristic straight horns and elegant posture. Archaeological evidence suggests that oryx hunting was both a practical necessity and a prestigious activity among Arabian tribes. The challenge of hunting such an elusive and well-adapted desert creature required exceptional skill, making successful oryx hunters highly respected within their communities. Traditional hunting methods required intimate knowledge of desert ecology, weather patterns, and animal behavior, skills that were passed down through generations and formed an integral part of cultural heritage. The oryx also appears in traditional Arabian stories and folklore, often portrayed as a wise and noble creature that teaches important lessons about survival, cooperation, and respect for the natural world. These cultural narratives helped establish deep emotional and spiritual connections between Arabian peoples and this remarkable animal, connections that would prove crucial in later conservation efforts. The tragedy of near extinction. The story of the Arabian Oryx's near extinction serves as a sobering reminder of how quickly human activities can devastate even the most well-adapted species. By the early 20th century, the introduction of modern firearms and motorized vehicles transformed oryx hunting from a challenging traditional practice into an efficient means of systematic slaughter. The construction of oil industry infrastructure across the Arabian Peninsula brought roads and vehicles into previously inaccessible oryx habitats. What had once been remote refuges became hunting grounds easily reached by trucks and jeeps. The combination of improved mobility and powerful weapons proved devastating to oryx populations throughout their range. By the 1960s, the situation had become critical. Scientists estimated that fewer than 200 Arabian oryx remain in the wild, scattered across isolated pockets of their former range. The last confirmed sighting of a wild Arabian oryx occurred in Oman in 1972, marking the effective extinction of the species in its natural habitat. For the first time in recorded history, a large mammal had been hunted to extinction in the wild through human activities alone. The loss of the Arabian oryx represented more than just the disappearance of a species. It symbolized the destruction of a natural heritage that had existed for millennia. The empty desert landscapes that had once echoed with the calls of oryx herds now stood silent, a testament to the devastating impact of unchecked exploitation. The miracle of conservation success. However, the story of the Arabian oryx is ultimately one of hope and redemption rather than loss. In what will become known as Operation Oryx, one of the first and most successful international wildlife conservation efforts was launched in the 1960s. The World Wildlife Fund, working in partnership with various zoological institutions and Middle Eastern governments, undertook an ambitious rescue mission to save the species from complete extinction. The operation faced enormous challenges. The few remaining wild oryx were scattered across vast, politically sensitive desert regions. Capturing them required exceptional expertise, sophisticated equipment, and delicate diplomatic negotiations. Between 1962 and 1972, conservation teams managed to capture a small founding population of oryx from the wild, supplemented by animals that had been held in private collections by Arabian rulers who had recognized their conservation value. These founding animals were transported to the Phoenix Zoo in Arizona, where they became a foundation for a carefully managed breeding program. The choice of Phoenix was strategic. Its desert climate closely resembled the oryx's natural habitat, providing optimal conditions for breeding and maintaining genetic health. The program began with just 9 animals, but through meticulous management and international cooperation, the captive population steadily grew. The success of the breeding program exceeded all expectations. Within 2 decades, the captive population had grown to several hundred individuals, distributed across multiple institutions to ensure genetic diversity and reduce risks from disease or natural disasters. More importantly, the program maintained detailed genetic records and breeding protocols that preserved the species' evolutionary heritage while building a sustainable population for eventual reintroduction. Bahrain's leadership in conservation. Bahrain's designation of the Arabian oryx as its national animal reflects the country's commitment to wildlife conservation and its recognition of the oryx as a symbol of successful environmental stewardship. This choice carries particular significance given Bahrain's position as a small island nation that has historically served as a bridge between different cultures and civilizations in the Arabian Gulf region. The Al Ain Wildlife Park and Reserve in Bahrain has played a crucial role in Arabian oryx conservation efforts, maintaining a breeding population that contributes to the species' genetic diversity and serving as an educational center where visitors can learn about conservation success stories. The facility's work demonstrates how smaller nations can make significant contributions to global conservation efforts through dedicated programs and international cooperation. Bahrain's conservation efforts extend beyond simply maintaining captive populations. The country has supported research into oryx behavior, genetics, and ecology, contributing valuable scientific knowledge that benefits conservation programs throughout the Arabian Peninsula. Educational programs in Bahraini schools use the Arabian Oryx as an example of successful conservation, inspiring new generations to value and protect their natural heritage. The symbolism of choosing the Arabian Oryx as the national animal resonates deeply with Bahrain's national character. Like the oryx, Bahrain has demonstrated remarkable resilience in the face of challenges, adapting to changing circumstances while maintaining its essential identity. The country's transformation from a traditional trading center to a modern financial hub mirrors the oryx's journey from near extinction to conservation success, reintroduction, and wild population recovery. The reintroduction of Arabian oryx to their natural habitat began in the 1980s and represents one of conservation biology's greatest achievements. Oman led the first reintroduction effort in 1982, releasing a carefully selected group of captive-bred oryx into Jiddat al-Harris's plateau in the Arabian Oryx Sanctuary. This historic moment marked the first time in a decade that wild Arabian oryx had roamed free in their natural habitat. The reintroduction process required extensive preparation and ongoing management. Scientists studied historical oryx habitats to identify the most suitable release sites, considering factors such as vegetation, water sources, predator populations, and human activities. The selected oryx underwent behavioral conditioning to prepare them for life in the wild, learning essential survival skills that their captive-born parents had never needed to develop. Initial results exceeded expectations. The released oryx adapted quickly to their natural environment, demonstrating inherited behaviors that had persisted through generations of captive breeding. They successfully located food and water sources, established territorial behaviors, and most importantly, began reproducing in the wild. Within a few years, the first wild-born Arabian oryx in over a decade took their first steps in the desert sands. Subsequent reintroduction programs in Saudi Arabia, Jordan, Israel, and the United Arab Emirates have established multiple wild populations across the species' historical range. Each program has contributed valuable insights into oryx ecology and conservation management, while building genetic diversity and reducing extinction risks through population distribution. Today, wild Arabian oryx populations total several thousand individuals, distributed across multiple countries and protected areas. While still far from their historical abundance, these populations represent a remarkable conservation achievement and demonstrate that species recovery is possible with dedicated effort and international cooperation. Modern challenges and ongoing conservation. Despite the success of reintroduction programs, Arabian oryx populations face ongoing challenges that require continued conservation attention. Habitat loss and fragmentation remain significant threats as human development expands into traditional oryx territories. Oil and gas exploration, urban development, and agricultural expansion all compete with wildlife for limited desert resources. Climate change presents new challenges for desert-adapted species like the Arabian oryx. Changing precipitation patterns, increased temperatures, and altered vegetation communities could affect the delicate ecological balance that oryx depend upon for survival. Scientists are monitoring these environmental changes and developing adaptive management strategies to help oryx populations cope with evolving conditions. Human-wildlife conflict occasionally arises as oryx populations recover and expand into areas now used for agriculture or livestock grazing. Conservation programs work with local communities to develop solutions that protect both oryx and human livelihoods, often involving compensation schemes for crop damage and community-based conservation initiatives. Genetic management remains a critical consideration for long-term oryx conservation. The species went through a severe genetic bottleneck during its near extinction, and maintaining genetic diversity requires careful management of breeding populations and periodic introduction of new genetic lines between different wild populations. The broader impact of oryx conservation. The success of Arabian oryx conservation has had impacts far beyond saving a single species. The programs developed for oryx recovery have provided models and techniques that have been applied to numerous other endangered species around the world. The concept of ex situ conservation breeding followed by reintroduction has become a standard approach in conservation biology. The international cooperation required for oryx conservation helped establish networks and protocols that facilitate ongoing wildlife protection efforts across political boundaries. The success demonstrated that conservation could serve as a unifying force that transcends national and cultural differences, bringing together diverse stakeholders in pursuit of common goals. Educational programs associated with oryx conservation have raised awareness about desert ecology and the importance of preserving natural heritage. The oryx has become an ambassador species, helping people understand and appreciate desert ecosystems that are often overlooked or undervalued compared to more charismatic habitats like forests or coral reefs. Scientific research and ecological understanding. Arabian oryx conservation has generated extensive scientific research that has enhanced our understanding of desert ecology and species adaptation. Studies of oryx behavior, physiology, and genetics have revealed remarkable adaptations that could inspire solutions to human challenges in arid environments. Research into oryx navigation abilities has shown that they possess sophisticated spatial memory and environmental awareness that allows them to locate scattered resources across vast desert landscapes. Their ability to predict rainfall and locate fresh vegetation from great distances demonstrates sensory capabilities that scientists are still working to understand fully. Genetic studies have revealed the evolutionary history of the Arabian oryx and its relationships to other oryx species. This research has implications for understanding how species adapt to extreme environments and how genetic diversity affects survival in small populations. Ecological research has documented the oryx's role in desert ecosystems, including their effects on vegetation communities and their interactions with other desert wildlife. This knowledge is essential for effective habitat management and ecosystem restoration efforts. Cultural revival and modern symbolism. The recovery of the Arabian oryx has sparked a broader revival of interest in traditional Arabian culture and natural heritage. The species has become a powerful symbol of successful environmental stewardship and the possibility of reversing environmental damage through dedicated effort. Modern Arabian art, literature, and design frequently incorporate oryx imagery, often emphasizing themes of recovery, resilience, and hope. The animal appears on currencies, stamps, and national emblems throughout the Arabian Peninsula, serving as a reminder of both natural beauty and conservation success. Environmental education programs use the oryx story to teach lessons about responsibility, cooperation, and the importance of preserving natural heritage for future generations. The species has become a focal point for broader discussions about sustainable development and the balance between economic progress and environmental protection. Future prospects and conservation goals. Looking forward, Arabian oryx conservation continues to evolve as populations grow and expand. Long-term goals include establishing self-sustaining populations across the species' historical range and reducing the need for intensive management interventions. Habitat restoration and protection remain priorities, with efforts to establish and expand protected areas that can support growing oryx populations. These initiatives often involve partnerships between government agencies, conservation organizations, and local communities. Research continues into oryx ecology, genetics, and behavior, generating knowledge that informs management decisions and conservation strategies. New technologies, including satellite tracking and genetic analysis, provide unprecedented insights into oryx biology and behavior. Climate change adaptation strategies are being developed to help oryx populations cope with changing environmental conditions. These may include assisted migration to new suitable habitats, habitat modification, and enhanced protection of key resources like water sources and shade areas. The story of the Arabian oryx and its significance as Bahrain's national animal represents one of conservation's greatest success stories. From the brink of extinction to stable wild populations, the oryx's recovery demonstrates the power of international cooperation, scientific expertise, and cultural commitment to preserving natural heritage. For Bahrain, the Arabian oryx symbolizes national values of resilience, adaptation, and hope. The species' journey mirrors a country's own transformation while maintaining connections to traditional Arabian culture and identity. As both the Oryx and Bahrain continue to evolve in the modern world, their shared story serves as an inspiration for conservation efforts and sustainable development throughout the region and beyond. The pristine white oryx, with its noble bearing and remarkable survival abilities, continues to roam the desert landscapes of Arabia, no longer as a symbol of loss, but as a testament to what can be achieved when humanity commits to protecting and restoring the natural world. In choosing this magnificent creature as its national animal, Bahrain has embraced not just a species, but a powerful symbol of conservation success and an enduring connection between human societies and the natural heritage that sustains them.